are afraid of is that their children will be damaged if they start supporting a man with these values. And one of the things I point out in my book is how many parents have the love of their children, the respect of their children, the admiration of their children. How many parents have their children wanting to work with them, can't wait to work with them? I mean, look at the way his children
His
adore him.
family, oh, it's fantastic. He's got great. I mean, and also, look, he's not advocating any of this stuff. He might have been involved in it years ago, but it's being kept alive by the media who hates him. They're the ones who are frightening women and frightening black people with their propaganda. They're the ones who are really, this is his enemies doing this. I mean, and,
No,
and they're
here's the
doing
other
it for
thing.
self-serving reasons. They don't give a damn about women. I mean, if they cared about women, they'd be attacking Hollywood and Weinstein, and they'd be attacking, all these sleazeballs who are involved with pedophilia over there in Hollywood. They're saying nothing about that. Meanwhile, we have Hollywood people talking about the morals of the country falling apart under Trump. I can't believe some of the tweets I get from people like Rob Reiner. How obnoxious. He knows Weinstein very well, and he knows all the crap that's been going on in Hollywood, and he's going to lecture us about Trump bringing down the morals of America? These
I
people are
wonder
crazy.
sometimes, this may sound a little crazy. You tell me what you think of it. I wonder sometimes if Hollywood is just jealous about how he's stolen the spotlight and stolen their thunder. It's really quite remarkable.
Oh,
His,
I think you're onto something there. That's
you
so
know, when the Beatles
insightful.
became famous, I remember when the
Sure.
Beatles came on the scene, and it was a stunning shock to all of us who were in the music business. My first husband was a rock and roll singer.
Hmm.
And let me tell you something. He had a love-hate relationship with the Beatles. They were a cultural phenomenon. And this is what Trump is. He's a cultural phenomenon. And I think Hollywood is a bunch of brilliant, talented, beautiful people, but in some ways they're spoiled. They're used to a lot of attention. They're used to people falling over when they walk by, cameras shooting their picture every 4 minutes. Guess who stole the spotlight? I think
You
they
are
like it.
really onto something with that. That
Yeah,
is so true.
I don't think they like it. The
Yeah.
same thing with Meghan Markle. I think she's darling. I think Prince Harry's darling. I'm very compassionate about what's going on with the history and his fear of what happened to his mother and all
Mhm.
that. But you know what? Megan, God bless her, she's talented. I think there's a little part of her that is not willing to play second fiddle. She's never
Mhm.
going to be queen. She's never going to take the place of the other brother's
The other
wife.
one, yeah.
She's not used to that. She's used to kicking her competition out of the way and clawing her way to the top. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm.
But I think you've got to
But
call,
that's a big motivation. They
yeah,
can't understand how it could be that
it's
this
too
man has come
difficult
in
to
and he
always
does it
be.
on a shoestring. And meanwhile, the old politicians are spending hundreds of millions of dollars on ads. Trump does it on a shoestring, and he comes in and he kicks their butt.
And now we have Bloomberg with billions of dollars. And guess what? I don't think he's going to be able to buy his way in.
No.
And all the people he got into Congress, he spent fortunes. I think in the upcoming elections, you're going to see Congress turn Republican.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
I'm
And I,
praying.
and I think that he's going to do very well among women, minorities, and millennials. And people are going to be shocked to see that
And you
because
have to ask yourself
people like
once.
I live in Boston, and you can't be too loud in praising
I
Trump
love the
around
way you
here.
say "can't." Say that again. You
No,
can't
yeah, you can't do
say
it right.
too loud.
It's But you have to speak sotto voce when you talk about Trump because the enemies of Trump are so vicious and so
Have to speak
crazed.
what?
They're like twisted.
What do you
And
say? You have to speak
you
Soto.
sotto voce, quietly under the breath. Gee, people say to me,
Oh, that's an interesting expression. I've never heard that before.
yeah. But it's like, hey, I want to make America great. We almost have a code language.
Yeah.
And the thing is, but on election day, they're all going to vote for Trump. And nobody wants to say it publicly because his enemies are so vicious and so virulent and they're so twisted. They're
I
like
worked in
absolutely
both.
out of their friggin' minds.
I worked in the campaign offices for the last election.
Yeah.
And I've never done that before in my life. Whatever made me do that, I don't know. I walked in one day and started doing it. And people were just whispering every phone call. I want to vote for Trump, but I don't want to tell anybody.
That's how I read.
You know why? Because they were afraid they'd be seen as prejudiced. It was
Oh,
almost a phenomenon that Barack Obama, God bless him, so handsome, tall, dark, handsome black man. That was a thrilling thing for the black community. They wanted
sure.
a black leader, and that's
Understood,
understandable.
understandably.
Trump
Yeah.
comes along, he's so white, blonde hair. You know, I think people were afraid that they would be seen as racial, which they weren't. It had nothing to do with that. They just liked Trump. So
I
they
think that Trump, in many ways, is the first black president. I mean, he's brought in unemployment levels among the black community down to the lowest level ever. And he loves to talk about that.
yeah.
You know, and he's done it. I mean, you couldn't have a better president for the black community than Donald Trump. And he's instilling, and also he relates to the most basic values of the black community: entrepreneurialism, faith. You know, these things have always been the bedrock of our black culture. And I think that Trump is a natural for them. And that's why there's this huge, gargantuan effort to try to discredit him in that community. It's a terrible fear from the left because they've almost created this mentality of plantation for blacks, you know, that you have to support us. And if Trump threatens that in a way that no one has in the past generation, at least.
Who's
And
that
it's
young
very
man
exciting.
who's gay, who is telling all of his community just walk away?
Oh yeah, Brandon Straker.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love his message.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's a message that works and is working for Hispanics, for
Yep.
Asians, for blacks.
Oh, it
for
wouldn't be a beautiful thing if he picks up votes in all of those communities.
yeah.
Probably in every community except my community, the Jewish community, which will never vote for Trump.
That's not true.
I hope it's not true, but
That's not true. Why wouldn't they vote for Trump?
I don't know, because it's for no sane reason.
Look
I
what he
mean,
did in Israel.
I know this,
The
but
American embassy in Jerusalem.
of course,
Do that 20 years.
it's not rational. But people come up to me in my synagogue. That's what I mean by Soto Voce. Chuck, don't tell anybody, but we're with you. You know, that's it's a cultural thing. It's people vote like their parents voted. It's a tribal thing. They've been voting for Democrats since Franklin Roosevelt, putting aside the fact that he did nothing about the Holocaust. We'll ignore that. You know, it's interesting.
You know, the Jewish community, God bless them. The Jewish community has got to embrace the fact that this man is standing up to all of the villains around the world
Yeah.
who are anti-Semitic, who are after the destruction of Israel. I have never seen anybody stand up for Israel the way this man.
I agree.
And I'll tell you something. There's a wonderful author. I'll share this with you. You'll appreciate this. The Oracle by Jonathan Cahn. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, sure, I've heard of him.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
WND books.
Yep. From promoting my own book. By Sandra Lee. But the Oracle is fabulous. And what he talks about is biblical prophecy and how it is throughout the Bible, and so many magnificent examples. I've got like 10 tapes from him and a book, and brilliant scholar of biblical literature. And he feels that Donald Trump, he doesn't just feel it, he's proving it through scripture, through biblical prophecy, that Donald Trump has been precisely chosen by God for this mission for the Jewish people at this time in history. The Jewish people should thank God for this man. He is doing nothing but supporting them and supporting Israel, and they should be so grateful for the fact that he's doing that. His children have married Jewish partners.
They have.
Jewish grandchildren. he embraces, he is not in any way
Oh, of course. I mean, look, that's the most ridiculous of all these pieces of agitprop that the left comes up with. So where do you think we are in terms of the impeachment and the upcoming election? Who do you think is going to be the Democrat?
Well, I can tell you I'm not watching the impeachment today.
Right.
I didn't watch it for 5 seconds. I am not giving them the dignity of my attention. How dare they put him through this?
Oh my God.
circus?
And they're such liars. I mean, it's
Yeah, I'm
awful.
not watching it. I don't care about it. I can't wait till it goes away. Thank God for Jay Sekulow and all those wonderful attorneys who are brilliant and will support him and get him through this. But the left is not going to stop because we're sitting on their money. We're sitting on their power. We may kick them all out
Well,
of.
I don't know what they're going to do once it's over and once Trump is not removed from office. Maybe they'll have to go back to Stormy Daniels. I don't know. What else do they have in their arsenal?
Oh my gosh, it's laughable, really.
Oh my God.
This example after another. Well, thank God he's still standing.
Absolutely.
I am praying.
Oh, I pray for him every day.
Yeah, I'm
I
praying.
can't believe, you also capture in this book. I mean, there is something about him. And for a man his age to have that kind of energy and that kind of focus, it's incredible. It's inspiring.
It's terrifying, especially if you're me and you're trying to stay young and pretty and vibrant and significant and viable. I go, how the heck does he do this? He's got me going to the gym every day and the pool every day.
Amazing.
And
I pray for him. And I think that I really believe Trump when he says, and this is that he's had everything he could want in life. He's rich. He's famous. He's got all the creature comforts you can imagine. He's got a great family. And I think that he has reached the age where he wants to do something for the country. He doesn't have anything to gain. He's lost money for this. I mean, this whole idea that it's an emolument, it's ridiculous. His daughter had to close the door of her business because of that. He's doing it at great sacrifice to himself and his family to have to go through this crap. And I think he's doing it for all the right reasons. He wants to do something in his life to give something back to the country that has given him the ability to be as successful.
Yeah,
and I believe that.
It's a sincere gesture of love and growth on his part. And I'm so grateful for him and so happy for him that he's happy. This man is happy. How could you be happy with all this craziness going on? Mm-hmm. I love when he does a rally and there are 10, 20,000, 30,000 people there and they're all laughing. He's laughing. He's having fun.
And people are lined up outside listening to speakers. There has never, this is a phenomenon. I don't think there's been there hasn't been a speaker like this since William Jennings Bryan, who was similar. He reminds me of that. Anyway, Sandra, let my listeners and viewers know where they can get your book, where they can reach you. If you want to send us to any websites,
let them know. I'm so thrilled that you had me on. This is the cover. It's pretty, isn't it? I have a photographer right in town. I ran over there one day in a hurry. I said, I need a cover. Son of a gun. He
did a great job.
Pretty cover.
Yes.
Dear Donald, Letters from a Loving Deplorable. This is book 1. I'm almost ready to publish book 2, which will be Dear Donald, 4 More Years. And then book 3 will be Dear Donald, A Rainbow Over a Winter Sky.
All right.
Yes, that would be good. And you can get these books at Amazon or Barnes & Noble. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you my social media contacts too, so you can get in touch with me. I know where they are.
Is there a website?
Here we go. You can reach me at www.deardonaldbooks.com, or you can email me at sandralee@deardonaldbooks.com. All
right. Sandra Lee, I want to thank you again for joining me. It's a great time.
Oh, it's been fun talking to you. Thank you so much.
We'll do it again as the season moves forward. I'd like to have you back at some time.
I'm here all day, every day, writing books.
Excellent. Thanks a lot,
Anytime.
Sandra.
My pleasure. Bye bye.
Oh, all right. Bye bye.